Hello everybody on the internet. So 2021 was another unforgettable year, but I still found goodness in it. Cinema really came back, and I saw more movies in the year than I ever have before. There are a lot of good ones, so in this video, I'm going to list my top 5 best movies of 2021. Number 5 is The Suicide Squad. Finally, The Suicide Squad got a good movie, and if anyone could do that, James Gunn could. This was a grounded, action-packed plot with an obscure team of characters that were very well served. Ratcatcher, Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, King Shark, and Peacemaker were surprisingly likable characters. Even though they're villains, they develop a natural friendship. James Gunn makes this movie very unique from other comic book movies by using very vibrant style choices. He also managed to make Starro the Conqueror, a Justice League villain, work for the Suicide Squad. While the movie is a bit too grotesque for my liking, and I hated how Captain Boomerang and Harley Quinn were used, this is one of the best DC movies. Number 4 is Black Widow. After so many delays and her death, Black Widow finally got her own movie. Being the first MCU movie in 2 years, it was so satisfying to see. Even more so because it answered questions about Black Widow we'd all been asking. We finally found out what happened in Budapest. This is a spy thriller movie, which is perfect for Black Widow. The action is so good, and this is probably the most mature MCU movie. The new characters Yelena Belova and Red Guardian were also great additions. Though Taskmaster was not perfect and not what anyone was expecting, it worked for the movie's story. This isn't one of the MCU's best, but it's the movie that Natasha deserved. Number 3 is Free Guy. I was very interested in this movie since it was all about video games, and Ryan Reynolds said it was his favourite movie of his. When I finally saw it, I loved it even more than I thought I would. Free Guy is one of the most vibrant and unique movies I've seen in ages. The modern day pop culture, internet and gaming details are so perfectly done. I love the CGI, and the cameos from real YouTubers and celebrities were an awesome addition too. This is like a great blend of the Lego Movie, Ready Player One, GTA, The Sims, and I hate to say it, Fortnite. The story isn't completely original of course, but being about an NPC is so different. This is by far director Shawn Levy's best movie. Number 2 is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This was my most anticipated movie of the year, and it did not disappoint. Shang-Chi himself is so awesome, and Simu Liu was perfect casting. Marvel Studios took this obscure character with very limited and stereotypical material and vastly improved upon it with this big epic movie. The martial arts and the cinematography are so authentic and mind-blowing. It's a visually stunning movie that represents Asia the way it should be, as equals. Making the Mandarin Shang-Chi's father was the best decision. The story and characters were great, and now that Shang-Chi has the 10 rings, I can't wait for the sequel. Before the number 1, here are some honourable mentions. Mortal Kombat is one of the best video game movies. Seeing these characters brought to live action with a budget was awesome, and it had everything a Mortal Kombat movie needed, but the story does have issues and dumb decisions. Eternals is by far my least favourite MCU movie, but Marvel Studios are incapable of making something bad. They made a coherent, very eye-opening movie out of an extremely obscure property, and this is one of the best looking movies of all time. But I found it hard to connect to these characters. Godzilla vs Kong was the culmination of the MonsterVerse. It was so epic to see this play out, even though it was predictable. The CGI, the scope and the casting are very well done, but this has the weakest world building of the franchise. It's still my second favourite though. Number 1 is Spiderman No Way Home. This was the most mind-blowing thing since Endgame. The plot is so compelling. After Peter's identity has been revealed, he tries his best to fix things, but he only makes things worse. This is a true story of discovery for Peter, growing up and becoming Spider-Man. And Tom gives his best performance. The movie avoids being overstuffed and always makes the right decisions that all Spidey fans will love. I love Doctor Strange's role and all of the villains were awesome. Goblin was especially insane. Aunt May's death was so dark, so sad. And Peter choosing to let the world forget him was unbelievable. And bringing back Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire was so perfect. No Way Home is the best Spidey movie and my favourite movie of 2021. So what are your top 5 movies of 2021? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.